You're listening to JW Raw with Eminem.
And we are live.
All right, we're live. JW Raw. We have on the show today Billy Murray with Hosstyle casting agency. Is that correct? Is that what?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Not even close. It's Hosstyle Talent.
Talent.
Yes.
Let's get it straight. Hosstyle Talent. So, what brings you to Jackson Wink today? What's going on?
Well, it's first off, it's almost like an agency. It's more of a database for people to find skill fighters.
Okay.
So what brings me here today is I've sponsored Hosstyle Talent has actually sponsored 3 people from Jackson Wink, and I wanted to come out and meet them and talk to the fighters and just get them on the database.
Excellent.
For the future opportunities.
Who are the fighters you are working with right now?
Right now we got Chase Sherman, Vanilla Gorilla.
We love Chase.
Oh yeah, he's interesting. I haven't met him yet, but
he's a character.
We got GT.
Yeah.
Gute.
Tebow. Yeah, Tebow.
Tebow. And then we did a little cool thing with the Shermanator. I sent him a check for Fight of the Night bonus.
Nice.
And it was really cool. When I saw that, it changed me.
That to date
changed a lot of people.
That has been the most viral thing that we've ever been involved with.
I saw that. It changed me. So I wanted to do something kind of interesting and different. So I cut him a check for $500 US, and I sent it to him for Fight of the Night bonus, and then we donated $200 towards the Jackson Wink facility on his behalf. So
we appreciate that. That's
it was
awesome.
an amazing thing. And
yeah, I witnessed a cool thing today. How you gave one of the fighters money. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maurice, you just sponsored
awesome.
the guy in the spot.
Wow. Holy cow, that's cool. That's way cool.
Yeah, and I'm not rich, man. I'll tell you that right now. You know, I'm not rich.
That's cool. That's cool, man. You're doing the right things, man. Trying to get this going, because that's why I guess we open the doors to people that try to do the right things, man. So
as you know, they're all starving fighters. There's
a
starving
lot of
artists.
fighters that need help, man. And people that go in that direction, try to help these guys, man. That's what I do all day long. Try to help these guys.
Absolutely.
You never know when who's going to be next. John Jones or Holly Holm. Or, there's so much hidden talent that here they just don't have an opportunity to shine, and they need some.
All I say is, especially in business too, as an entrepreneur, I'm out hustling and doing the legwork. All you have to do sometimes is just talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And all he was doing was talking to me.
Yeah.
And that's all it took.
Yeah, Maurice.
And I was like, you know what? Are you fed right now? You have food?
Yeah.
At least, He said he was cool for this week. And I said, well, how about next week? Here you go.
He's fighting. He told you he's fighting, right?
3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks. So
it's a big one.
It's a big one. And
he told you who, right? You know who that fighter is, right?
He's fighting
Melvin Gillard.
Yeah, man.
That's legit, man. Melvin Gillard used to train here like a long time ago. He's actually one of the Greg Jackson students back from back in the day.
But it didn't come down to how much social followers he's got, who's he fight. I didn't give a shit. It's about him just talking to me. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
I met some people yesterday, and you know what? They didn't even say bye to me.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's retarded, because I could have given you some cash.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You had to be somewhat smart a little bit. If I introduce myself, I'm talking to him, tell him what I do, and he came up to me and gave me props. Good morning. How you doing today? We had a great chat. And I'm like, you know what? You're a type of guy I want to help.
Yeah,
and I did. So
him and Will are they're behind the scenes. There are our little the cheerleaders. They're always go team and very charismatic. And
I can see that.
Love those two guys. They make a great team.
Teammates, man.
Yeah,
I think Will is on his way to UFC, man, very shortly. I think.
Did you meet Will? Will Santiago?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he's him and Maurice they're pretty much sparring partners all the time. They're always hanging out. So I'm surprised you hadn't seen him. But
he's
another very charismatic guy with a great story.
But they all have. See, what I say in the entertainment industry is they all have a story to tell. Everyone does.
Yeah.
The men, the women, what they're doing right now. Where they came from, how they got here. These incredible stories, and trust me, people want to hear them. So
how'd you start it? Like, what made you start this whole thing, Hosstyle?
It's been a very long journey. A really good friend of mine, a long time ago, passed away of a drug overdose, and he was just an idol. Like I looked up to him. He passed away. His nickname was Hoss, and I made a t-shirt company, Hosstyle.
Okay.
And ran with that for 6 years. Hustled hard. It didn't work. Got into acting for 3 to 4 years. And I saw something missing in the industry, and I brought Hosstyle back, Hosstyle talent.
Nice.
And that's
you're from Canada, right?
From Canada.
Yeah. Awesome.
I love it.
Awesome. Yeah.
So how long are you going to be in town?
I'm leaving tomorrow morning at 7 in the morning.
Oh, well. Back to Canada.
Right back to Canada. Yeah.
So is that where you were born and raised? Or?
Born and raised in Canada.
Okay, cool.
Just outside Toronto, Hamilton, Ontario.
So when you sign with your agency or your company, what's the benefits to it? What's it come with? What do you do exactly?
So the concept is it's almost like a profile where they can set up pictures, info, and when the new site comes up in the first week of February, because we're doing a whole new rebuild, it's going to be very interactive, so the fighters can make a profile, and it's going to be all searched by weight category. So whoever casting's looking for, or businesses looking to sponsor, they can go by search and they can find what they're looking for, check out their pictures, their live video, you know, whatever they have, video clips, where they can check that out as well. And companies can come on. So they have a chance for sponsorship opportunities through businesses. They have an opportunity for casting, for movies. A lot. It's 100% dedicated to skilled fighters, and that's it.
So you're specifically going after fighters to sign up for the agency.
It's a database that is completely fighters.
And so if a Hollywood movie or TV series or something is looking for a fighter, they go to you and say, "Hey, we're looking for us."
Done deal.
A Maurice Jackson,
worldwide,
guy,
yeah,
you know?
worldwide.
Yeah.
And it's not just Canada, the States. It's worldwide. I have fighters all across the world.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm living the dream.
And you started this how long ago now?
7 months ago.
7 months. Okay.
Yeah.
So
basically it was 2.5 years of Hosstyle talent, but focus on fighters within the last 7 months.
And how did you decide fighters over like regular actors or other budding actors?
Yeah, this is interesting. So my background is fighting. I was a boxer, competitive boxer, and so I've had the passion, the foot in the door for a lot of years now. And I've always had fighters on the site. I scored a really cool meeting with someone really big in Hollywood. I was down there hustling and opening doors, and she gave me some advice, and she's like, "Can I give you some advice?" I said, "Of course." All fighters.
Yeah.
Go do it. It's right in front of you. The decision is right in front of you. You're in it. You have it. The passion's there, and there's nothing like this in Hollywood or the world.
Well, I've never heard that. So that was going to be my next question is I've never heard of a company that just concentrates on signing fighters.
100%.
So,
and I don't even sign them.
Is there another company out there that
no,
does
absolutely not. There's no one.
So you're not signing them; they're just in a database.
Yeah.
So they're not under contract.
So he sells the website. He goes out there to the companies and sells it to the companies. It's like, hey, look, I have these people that needing jobs, they needing things like that. So
it's going to be a membership base, right?
Yeah.
So the first few months will be free. These fighters and everyone I met today and yesterday. All you got to do is contact me, and lifetime free membership.
How would they contact you? I mean, through the web. You said the website's under construction.
Yeah, and there's an email they can leave, and I'll get back to them. Or all the fighters I met today and yesterday have a business card, and all they have to do is contact me. So when the site's ready to go, I can just email and say, okay, go on the site, upload everything, you're good to go. Free membership.
So have you reached out to other gyms across the nation, or how?
Yeah, I just before I came out here, I was at TriStar.
Okay.
I was there, and then I'm hoping to, when I get back to Canada, set up another, maybe AKA, or I just go on the tour, and
it's really cool.
I just go until the money runs out.
It's a concept that I've never heard of, and it's pretty cool that you're doing.
Thank you. It means a lot. It means a lot. The feedback on the Instagrams and the social media has been really interesting, with people saying there's we need more people like you, and it means a lot.
Yeah, because these guys need someone to hustle on their behalf, because a lot of them they can't, because they focus on training and stuff. So if you're doing that,
it's funny you mention that, because that's the quote: "We hustle, you train." You train, we hustle. We do the. And I say we as in me. It's a one-man show, so I do everything.
Oh, wow.
I travel, I talk, the business side, everything, the creative side. Let me do the hustle so you can train. That's pretty much the model.
And that's all coming out of your pocket.
You know what? I'm going to be completely honest. I remortgaged my house.
Yeah, this isn't a profitable thing for you. This
is coming out of my pocket. This is
wow.
And I have to do that because I want to. First off, I want to do it because I believe in this business. I believe where it's going to go in the future. It's going to be big. Also, if I do it, I'm showing that other businesses should be doing it too.
Well, fighters.
I'm paving the way.
Yeah,
I'm opening the door.
I like that.
Fighters are great people to use in movies. Obviously, they're the demographic that I mean, typically you see fighters as the bad guys. I mean, Tate Fletcher, for example,
the thugs, and
one of the most famous bad guys in every
Jardines trying to break out of that thing though.
So yeah, when you get their database, you're able to just look at these pictures. Oh, this would be a great hero. This would be a great bad guy. This would be a great leading role for whatever. So this
absolutely
is really cool.
I've talked to fighters and they don't want to do fight stuff in the movie.
Yeah.
They want to be true actors. They want to break into, and so we can also give them that opportunity as well. So if they have good acting chops, then it's going to be even better for them.
It's got to be hard. It's probably got to be. It's hard for Hollywood though to kind of break that persona though. They know him as a fighter, so they want him to act as fighters and such. But these fighters, they do that 24/7. So they probably want to be, hey, put me as the love interest for whatever. Whatever.
Jardine as a love interest.
Something totally different.
Jardine is a romantic movie, man. Is a Notebook too.
Yeah, I never see the guy smile, let alone.
We got to film a clip about that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make a YouTube video for
Notebook
that. Yeah,
too.
Make our own little
Jardine.
That's the main star.
I don't know. What actress would sign on with that, but that'd be kind of cool.
Interesting story. I was in Hollywood, and I was in the car with two comedians, and we were just cruising around, and well-known comedians. And the guy had a phone call, so he put it on speaker, and he's a big director in Hollywood, and he said, "Listen, I got a guy in my back seat. His name's Billy Murray from Canada, and you wouldn't believe what he does." And the guy on the speakerphone was like, "Oh, no way." And he was like, "Yeah, he's filming a movie in the next few months, a big feature film, and all he wants to use is fighters. He wants real fight scenes, and he wants to use all fighters." And he goes, "Are you shitting me? That guy in the back seat, that's what he does? That's his business?" And he was super, like to me, I'm in the back seat going, okay, this is going to work. If he's big in Hollywood and he doesn't even know about any kind of company like this, and he's super pumped to use it, and this is a few months from, hopefully in a few months he's ready to start casting, and they're going to use my company.
Wow.
And that's
awesome, man.
It's already snowballing.
I see huge potential in it. I actually thought about it a long time ago. It just I never had, desire to get involved in it. But the database for fighters, I think remember I was showing you is a big movie industry here. So this is something when your website is up and running, this is something you should share with the casting agencies here in Albuquerque. There's Albuquerque studios here, and they cast a lot. Like Keith Jardine plays movies. I've done some movies. Mark done some movies. So there's a lot of guys that have done movies.
Okay.
So, and sometimes they'll come in just like, hey, we're looking for such and such. But if you have that profile,
perfect.
They just have to go to your website and stuff like that.
I remember
this doing is maybe something actually you could potentially actually get people, companies sponsor you, actually too.
There's
so you can run the website.
I got some cool stuff up my sleeve in the next few months to get this ball rolling. I almost they were hiring for in Santa Fe. No, is that
Santa Fe?
Right?
Yeah, that's our capital city.
Yeah, for Waco.
Yeah.
The TV show Waco.
Mark, when walked in, they filming something right across the street.
Yeah, they're filming the Night Shift series. I don't know if you've heard of the Night Shift.
Okay, it's literally across the street right now. Mark always filming something. You're driving somewhere, you always see it all the time.
Mark Consuelos, Kelly Ripa's husband. Yeah, poor guy. He's famous for being Kelly Ripa's husband, but he was on some soap operas back in the day, and he's one of the lead actors on the Night Shift, and they just started back into production, I guess, of that and Better Call Saul. We have
yes.
Albuquerque is actually a huge market for movies right now. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, because
Atlanta,
Hollywood is moving away from. I mean, like a lot of like production companies, they're moving away from Hollywood. They're moving to Albuquerque. It's cheap to film here.
So you got Albuquerque. You got Atlanta's blowing up. Obviously, Canada's always been big for filming, but that's the goal. That's the plan. The plan is to have those people have nowhere to go but Hosstyle to find.
It's funny, when we spoke yesterday, you said the difference between Canada and America, like how you try to sell this idea in Canada and it's not going the way you see the potential here.
First year I pushed it hard in Canada and not one person was interested.
Why is that? That's because they have free healthcare.
Yeah, that's the first thing he said to me. Oh yeah, free healthcare. That's why. Huh.
Well, because I'm thinking like, hey man, they're like laid back. They're just like, whatever, you know. Everything comes easy. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to suffer for your medical bills. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you guys take it for granted over there. Yeah, with all the cool stuff you got.
I have to admit, there's a bit more of a fight here.
Fight
I asked somebody in LA. I said, you know, what's up with that? You know, and they said to me, a business like yours, we want that here first. We want it.
Yeah,
they want to have their hands on it first before anywhere.
Yeah, you know, it almost reminds me that the website is kind of like a union for fighters, kind of type of thing. Not like in a big aspect, but like
clarify that it's not
a union. But I'm saying it's the idea of union. I like putting the guys in the database, and you can become part of something that, like, hey, you know, let me try my luck over there. You know, that's how I told the guys, hey, you know, I have Billy Murray coming, which everyone was laughing because they thought it was like Billy Murray.
The other Bill Murray.
Yeah, like,
I use that to my advantage sometimes.
Yeah, use it, man. Like, you never know.
There's a lot of opportunity out there.
Yeah.
And
if you sell them the right way, then who knows?
There's going to be a lot more fight movies coming out, and they're going to be better done. One of the best examples is A Prayer Before Dawn. Have you seen the trailer for A Prayer Before Dawn?
No.
Filmed in a real Thailand prison, based on a true story, and they casted all fighters and real prisoners. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. There's going to be more like that.
Awesome. I wish, man. It's like the way I always say it. If you don't try, you'll never know. You know what I'm saying? If you don't try, you'll never know.
You know,
it's like, you know, put it together, see where it takes you. Like I said, we'll help you because all these guys here are just our family, man. So if there's something you can bring on the table, then why not? You know?
A lot of these guys and women don't know. I'm working for them without that even knowing. Like, I remember before I even started with just fighters, I had a link to submit Cowboy Cerrone to make $70,000 to play a cowboy in a commercial. And the logistics was perfect. It was perfect pay, but no one returned my messages. And these are people who don't even know I'm working for them. I'm out hustling and they don't even know me.
Wow.
And no one replied back, and I'm like, this is kind of stupid, right? You know? So,
well, you know, because I mean, I'll tell you the same thing with me, man. We get reached out by so many people always, and then a lot of times, you know, people just want unreasonable things, man.
I know.
And, you know,
I know.
And it's like, hey, you know, everyone's trying to sell something to us, but that's why I started talking to you. You know, like it takes.
And I appreciate it. Yeah, it means a lot.
Kind of like starting to recognize certain things. Like it's why, you know, I have to be selective in certain ways because I just can't satisfy every single person.
But that's why I'm here.
It's like everyone's like, hey, me,
exactly.
Me. You know, so and you actually made an effort. You came, and that's why like we'll open up the doors to people that want to work and want to help. Why not? Because we're doing the same thing. That's how I got into the business. Like kind of you. I was putting stuff out of my own pocket and traveling, doing things that I needed to do because I love the game. I like doing what I did. You know. It's more power to you, man.
Thank you.
The thing with fighters is they have busy lives, obviously, and they're getting reached out from all different directions, and
a lot of them
they're not getting reached out; they're getting pulled in different.
They're getting taken advantage of too, man. So it's if there's something if you can safeguard it to a certain extent and protect the fighters and get them and really show that you can get them just because. Like in this business, like management and stuff like that, like you don't need to have a license for anything. You don't need to know anything. You just can proclaim yourself as like, hey, I'm the manager, and just come in, and then no one knows, you know, and start managing guys. And then that's why actually management and managers have bad reputation. For simple fact is that a lot of them just started because everyone wants to be associated with a fighter and want to say, oh, I'm so badass, you know, blah blah blah, I can manage it. But then they find out the hard way how they can't do shit. You know, they can't find fights, they can't find sponsors. They can negotiate for shit, you know, and then the fighters get, and then they break their hearts. Then in a lot of fighters, they'll go from 1 manager, 2 manager, 3 manager, 4 manager. By the time they're like shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and then their career stalled. Career stalled. They didn't get no fights. You know, they got bad taste of the business, and they don't want to fight anymore because they've been taken advantage of, or their careers got ruined by people, incompetent people. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, that's why a lot of them, like, they don't return calls, and because they've been burned too many times. They're like, yeah, whatever. You know, they're just comfortable where they at that point. And
well, their managers handle a lot of their business too, and even us.
Their managers overlook stuff too.
We have people downstairs that it's even hard for us to say, look, hey, we got this guy that wants to talk to you, and they'll say, well, you just give it to my manager. And so it's hard for us too. For example, we get media requests all the time for like upcoming fights. Someone wants to talk to John Dotson, for example, from the Philippines.
John Jones or something like that. Say, hey, contact their management because we can't handle it. But at the same time, it's like, and the managers are probably too like, yeah, whatever, man. Just like, there's no money to be made, then what's the point?
So that being said,
you're in a unique position that you can actually, if you build what you build and you're able to provide something, put the food on the table, because that's what you're trying to do as well as feed yourself, right? So if it all clicks, then I don't see why it wouldn't work. You'll be the pioneer of that type of system that you build. You went all around the world, collected the database of fighters, were able to provide them. You did the legwork, you did the actual work that no one else does. And I think that will get you a lot of respect for doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that means a lot, man. Yeah, keep saying it.
Just keep doing it.
So
keep it coming.
That all being said, so how would you work with
it's tough.
How would you work with management?
It's tough.
I mean, are you separate? Because you're like a separate manager, I guess.
I'm not a manager, man.
Manager, no.
That's the thing. I sit in the yeah. I have no title. I'm Billy Murray, man, Mr. Badass.
Just trying to get them another gig.
Yeah, man. I'm just
and managers don't give you a hard time for that.
This is the thing that you need. This is the gap that you need to bridge. Because see how when we went to one of the fighters, say, talk to my manager.
Yeah.
And you know, and I asked, hey, does your manager? I'm not gonna say names. Like,
no,
like,
of course,
are they doing anything for you? Like, do you have enough sponsors? Do you get it? It's like, well, not enough. They're not doing anything except that they just help me with like paperwork. Because most of these fighters, especially at the high level, when they sign to UFC, for example, they truly don't need a manager. They really don't, because they already have a contract. They have Reebok, so you know, and stuff like that. And most of them sponsors. It's very, very hard to lock in sponsors.
It's very
so there's like so many like little things that you have to work out. But if you find a way to bridge the gap between, because manager wants to get paid, right? Obviously, because then he has to talk to you, and then he's like, okay, well, if you bring a sponsor and I get 20%. You know, like usual managers, that's what like gets going rate 20-25%, right? That people get for managing to find the sponsors, right? And then like where does it leave you if you bring a sponsor? Like what does the manager get? What does the fighter get? So that's one of the things you need to figure out. Like how do you fit in that whole, you know, middle guy type thing?
Yeah, well, along this journey, I am learning.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful that you brought that up because I am still learning, and I still have to kind of figure out that the glitches and the bridges. But as far as your question,
there's kind of a standard thing, you know, but at the same time, like where does it put you?
I just know for your question, a lot of the management think I'm a hawk swooping in on their guy.
Well, and that's the way I kind of would see it. If I was a manager, I said, well, who is this guy? He says he's hostile talent, but he's not going to interfere in my end. Who does that? What's the benefit to him? What's he getting out of it?
And that's the problem for me, being the only company doing this and this kind of concept. I have to build credibility, and I have to kind of build character and build bridges, and I have to kind of figure. I'm kind of doing that as I go. So
the only way I see it is you offer a percentage to the manager. So that's the only way to bridge, but you know, to pass that bridge.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, you know, I have a sponsor. But obviously, you have to have a proven track record.
Exactly.
Once you start building this up, and you have, you know, provided guys with jobs.
Because one thing I don't want to do is step on toes and start getting heat going between fighters, managers, and myself. And that's what I'm not here to do that. So I'm trying to make everything.
Bring in, your manager gets a cut, you get the cut, fighter gets a cut. And manager and fighter didn't really have to do anything because you did all the work. But
exactly.
So I got to figure out like your rates and stuff. So
yeah, that's the only hiccup I see in the whole thing is the fact that these guys are, even the lower level guys have picked up a manager, because they're the managers are the ones that are trying to find these lower level guys fights in order to get them big fights to get into the big leagues, and so dealing with a whole separate entity is probably, it may scare some of these guys, like, well, I have a manager, I don't know what this guy's role is, so maybe you got to clarify that a little bit better with by talking to their manager. Maybe say, maybe that's the first thing you do, say, hey, I'd like to talk to your manager, I'm not trying to steal you away from your manager, I'm a totally separate thing. That way there's just that line of communication with management, because
I don't really see it as
management are very protective.
I know, and I don't really see it as a hiccup. You know, you either want to come on or you don't. Like you're either smart. Like the bigger the company gets, managers should be calling me and saying, "Listen, I want to get my fighter on here." Not, "Oh, I don't know about this company." It's a no-brainer. Put them on and give them opportunity. We all win.
Yeah,
it's no
no-brainers to those of us that aren't affected by it. But if I had a fighter, if I was someone's manager, I'd be a little bit curious. And
I had one big company say to me, "We don't need you. We got an inside guy at the Hollywood, right?" Yeah. I said, "Oh, okay. Well, are they out hustling every day like I am?"
How many movies they had?
Yeah, I would love to talk to your clients to see what they feel about that, because I'm out hustling every day trying to find something and crack a door open for these men and women. But okay, if you got an inside person, that's great. So I have gotten that kind of feedback where they don't see any positiveness in it, and they just shut the door, and okay, no problem.
You know what I think? Once I want to see your website when it's done, and I think would be great also is if you actually raised funds through big sponsors that will sponsor your business in a way that maybe the members of your company, right? Let's say you raise whatever, you enter the Fighters Day in database, get some kickbacks for somebody sponsoring, like, how you say, let's say you lend Pepsi, for example, big company, and they sponsor your company by giving you $100,000 a month or a year, whatever.
Okay.
And then whatever the fighters that you have, it gets spread out between them.
The good news is I'm already on that. Yeah. I'm already looking at corporate.
Yeah.
I have a meeting when I get back home.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would be huge, because then it's like, hey, by joining here, you automatically get sponsored by Pepsi.
And you have to give mega props
just by joining.
You have
you get, let's say, whatever you said, whatever you make a deal, that type of stuff. I think that would be kind of cool.
And you have to give major props to Arrive Favor, man.
Yeah.
He started that corporate sponsorship kind of path. He changed the way of how corporate companies get involved in this MMA world. I think it was a great idea.
Because what's crazy is that like a lot of companies, because all these fighters, even on the lower level, they have some kind of following. So and if you add them all together, that's how you sell it. And that's when you add them all together.
The way I look at it is there's no better way to build your brand than putting it on a fighter.
Yeah. Like for us, for example, like if you add everyone's social media, not everyone, let's say if you just take top fighters, some top fighters like John, whatever, it's like 18 million eyeballs, like through social media. 18 million.
That's huge.
And you start adding all the lower level fighters and the fighters that come to the gym. I mean, we're talking about it's like you can't even fathom the number of fights that people have.
Yeah, it's
from
amazing.
all type of different, sometimes like a new fighter comes in, I look at their social media, they're like 20,000 people just on Instagram, for example. Like I don't even know, you know what I'm saying? Then another fighter, like 50,000 people from somewhere like in Africa or in France or something like this. I'm like, wow, there's so many untapped markets that you can explore, for fighters.
So many.
And all these fighters are fighting, and they need that push financially. And then no one will ever find out about them, unless.
I was in my Airbnb last night. I couldn't even sleep. I was ideas upon ideas of what I want to do when I get back home, what I'm going to tackle. It's nonstop. Yeah. And there's some really good stuff coming up in the near future for this company, and I'm really excited.
I can't wait. I'll be following, actually, because I do like this concept a lot.
Thank you.
You got to tap into Shermanator's social media.
The
guy's viral.
Yeah,
have you looked at his social media?
I kind of want to, but I don't want I don't want to in a way. You know what I mean? I don't want to come across as
we got Shermanator up on the screen there. This is just one of your Instagram pictures, I guess.
Yeah, man, what a beast.
Was this when you signed him up or something?
You know what? I didn't really sign him up. I just sent him a shirt and talked to his father, and I said, "Listen, this is what I want to do, and would you be okay with it?" And he. You
have a lot of people that are working with you, man. Like,
I'm trying to find.
Because I believe a lot.
Oh, go back.
A lot of people have faith in
Go back. Go back. This is Prayer Before Dawn trailer.
Let me see that.
This is based on a true story.
Can we play on there?
Let's see if it plays. I'm not sure what
should be coming out this year sometime. I think they just wrapped up filming.
The internet sucks.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Jackson Wink, great place, but no internet.
Yeah.
No, it's Mark's fault.
Yeah.
The other thing about the site too, it's gonna be active for promoters to find fighters to fight in promotion.
True.
So the database will also be used for promotion side, for promotions looking to find fighters that are.
As a matter of fact, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm building a database for fighters, like for our gym.
Oh, interesting.
For no, but like for the gym.
Okay.
So I can know how.
We can team up there for sure.
Yeah.
Collaborate.
It's nothing like this. It's just building like a roster.
Yeah,
database.
of course.
Just a roster.
Okay.
Because when new fighters come in and stuff like this, so I can enter my database and pull it up. It's actually a little innovation I'm doing because no one else has that. Like I want to be able to have an interactive database, especially so I can help guys find fights. So when I say like, hey, I need 145ers, and I just pull a list and it's like, boom, who's here, who's available, who's active, who's not active, where they're from, where they live.
Yeah, and I see that all the time on Facebook, and I'm like it's pretty sad when you got to kind of search out for fighters on a Facebook, but I guess that's what you use for your platform. But it'd be better if they can come to a company like mine and just much easier find by the click of a mouse.
Well, and that's going to happen. You just gotta. You're only 7 months old. A lot of people have no clue who you are, and that's why we're trying to help you
it could be actually kind of cool thing, man. Like Facebook for fighters, that type of thing. So that's kind of like a platform where fighters can communicate with each other as well and help each other find fights and things like that. So it's like a little social. If you add a little social media aspect to it, where fighters can talk to each other, and they're all in the same spot. That is big.
Yeah,
think about that.
Man, you're filling my brain.
I know, but that's actually a pretty cool idea. You have thousands of fighters in that place, and they all helping each other network.
I know
through your.
I'm really big on branding, so I've always been big on the Hosstyle brand itself. And when I was in LA, they said if it doesn't work here, it's not going to work anywhere, and that's why I hustle the company in LA a lot.
Yeah,
like I really push the talent. Hostile talent really, really hard in Hollywood, and it's opened up mega doors. So
sweet. No, I think it'll take off. Any type of new concept like this, man, has some ideas and things like that.
And it's a journey. It's tough. It's a lot of ups and downs. A lot of people don't realize how tough it is to do this.
Just like a fighter's life.
I'm in the fight. I'm in a major fight right now. Yeah. Like I'm not actively fighting, but I'm in the fight. I have a family to feed and bills to pay, and I'm in a major fight. I have to make this work, and I'm out hustling and doing what I have to do. So,
have you made this your full-time gig? Is that this is all you do at this point?
It's a full-time gig.
You gave up fighting, gave up everything, mortgaged the house.
Well, fighting was years ago. Like I think my last boxing fight was like 17 years ago.
Yeah, but still, when you do it,
the journey itself is it's come to pretty much full-time. Yeah, I have a wife that works really hard, supports this. God bless her.
That's important.
Without every successful man has a beautiful, successful woman beside him.
Well, good for her.
She's on board. Thank God, she's got a really good job.
Good.
Because it wouldn't work without her. So shout out to her.
I just got a message from Instagram. They're having some technical issues. It wasn't on my end. Apparently, Instagrams and playing videos it's everybody. So nobody can play videos.
No, it's you, man. Stop, man.
Well,
stop making excuses, bro. We know you technically not advanced.
Let's blame our studio.
Blame the tech guy.
We need more money. We need more sponsors so we can afford it.
You know what? That's why I'm here. I love this. I love this concept. Let me say something. This is a beautiful concept. No one's doing this. Yeah. So we have something really in common here. I think what you guys are doing
this is pretty
fantastic.
We do have a sponsor.
How do you like the studio?
I love it.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
I've been to a few studios, and this is pretty top notch.
Well, we got it decorated with everything from fight gear to everything in between.
Well, what I like about we're up here talking about fighters, and just downstairs they're sparring, they're putting the work in.
Yeah,
they're fighting, they're working.
Yeah,
that is really
fight for survival.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. Even as soundproof as this room is, some voices are. They just permeate through these walls. Like Holly, for example, every time she's down there doing her thing, and it's like, oh boy, here we go. You just can't.
You've been to many gyms, so what do you like the most here right now?
You know what? The first thing I wanted to do was just lay on a mat and go to sleep. If I can do that, I feel at home. It's very homey here. It's very everyone I'm meeting is just good people. There's a vibe.
I think that's what we know, and everyone always brings up the vibes, man. I don't know.
There's a good vibe here.
There's always good vibes, man. You don't see no one fighting.
It's I've been to a lot of gyms, and there's good vibes everywhere, obviously, but some are
more than others.
This is how to explain it. It's a quiet vibe.
Yeah.
You know, it's quiet down there, but it's not. Does that make sense?
Not really.
Not really. No. It's a good vibe. It's just like a smooth vibe where you just want to hang. You just want to train and hang, and I love it. I really want to go home, actually.
Stay, man.
I don't know. I kind of like sitting in this chair here. I might have to.
Hey, it looks like we're back up on Instagram. Let's go back to this video. I want to see it now.
Yeah, this is insane. This is a
like, are we allowed to play this? Because then the YouTube gets blocked. No.
Well, I don't think there's any.
This is a must watch. This is a must watch of. This is the fight movie of the year for sure, and we need more like them.
Are you able to make a full screen on that?
I don't know what happened. Apparently they didn't fix their issue because it played for like 2 seconds and stopped.
All right. Well, you know what?
Come on, Instagram, man.
All the people listening, A Prayer Before Dawn. Go check out the trailer on YouTube.
And what is it about?
It's about I want to say a fighter from UK or something that comes into Thailand, gets in trouble or something, goes to prison, ends up having to fight his way out of prison.
Oh wow!
Against the top guys of the prison, because apparently they have tournaments in the prison there, and that's how they get out. That's how they win their freedom is by
It's like Undisputed, like the movie Undisputed.
Yeah, it's like winning, but it's for real. It's what they really do there. Wow. Fight for the title and you get to get out.
Hey, funny topic for conversation. I posted the other day, actually a week ago, a picture of who would win, silverback gorilla versus grizzly bear.
I saw that.
And you know what's crazy? It's up till today, like I'm getting messages on there. It's like thousands of shares and thousands of comments of just people just like
over a gorilla and a bear.
Yeah, gorilla and a bear. And it's funny to read like of different because I posted like, hey, who would win and why?
Yeah.
So and then everyone chiming in with their funny ideas.
My pick was gorilla.
Gorilla.
Oh yeah.
Explain.
100%.
Explain.
They're fast.
We'll put it up on the screen.
They can move. Like they're agile. They can.
Right there.
Okay, so let's see. It says the silverback gorilla, weight 500 pounds, height 5'11", bite force of 1,300 psi, and the strength of 4,400 pounds.
But you look at the
grizzly bear.
Grizzly bear stands straight up,
900 pounds,
and they paw. You know what I mean? Yes, they can bite and they can claw, but they don't have the agility like a silverback.
Right, but bear has this tremendous claws, man, which silverback doesn't.
Yeah,
that's what makes it like that's what one of those things that people say like, hey, bear is just the gorilla is more agile, So it's kind of
powerful, fast.
It's like I would say gorilla would be a grappler. Versus a bear,
grappler versus striker.
Like,
no.
How many people looked at this thing? Where are we at right now?
But you know what though, Grizzlies.
4,000 likes.
Fast too, though.
Huh?
Grizzlies are fast too, though. They're
who gets gassed first?
It's a tough one.
I think of
silverback is nasty, man. It'll rip you apart, man.
Look at the size of the mouth of that silverback. Holy crap! You can put the head in that thing.
But see, I would say like it's such a tough fight to call, man. It's one of those that like one of those fights where you're very hard to bet on one or another.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and get.
I'm not gonna fuck with either of them.
No, I mean I wouldn't either. But I'm saying like if they met in the natural habitat, you know.
Yeah, like in
the natural habitat, like somewhere in between, you know.
Okay.
Between the jungle forest and between wherever grizzlies live.
I hate picking sides, but I'm still gonna go with the silverback. And I think
how would you see those silverback winning though? Like how? Like by getting into bear's throat, or like what? Like how would the
he's gonna double leg him? He's gonna double leg him.
Yeah, but it's a bear, man. First of all, that bear has short legs. So I do double legs.
I think a bear is just kind of like
a
roly poly, man.
So you're really into this.
The silverback would have to take grizzly. The gorilla would have to take to do anything. We have to take grizzly's bear back. It would have to go on the back. But then bear is so big and so strong.
Just shrug him off.
It would just shrug him off. And if it's up on top, I mean,
I don't know.
The weight difference is just humongous by like 400. If bear would crush gorilla, I just see
the gorilla. I just see the gorilla kind of rolling under and bam, with the left hook and attacking. That's how I'm visioning the silverback.
I think grizzly will take it. No, I really think
grizzly just stand up straight and
yeah, but it's 900 pounds versus 500 pounds, man. And then look at the height difference too, man. And then I mean, they say the
5'11" to 10 feet.
What's the strength difference?
Yeah, but how often does an actual bear stand up? Bears don't stand up. They just kind of crawl around and
they crawl. But when they're really mad, they stand up on their 2 feet when they go to fight, and they just they do all this
like a panda.
But then I saw a comment. But then I saw a comment that man, freaking grizzly couldn't even kill Leonardo DiCaprio. I was laughing.
That doesn't help your cause. That doesn't help your cause.
Yeah, but there was a funny part in the movie if you're talking about like a really like intimidating, like watching something like this, man. You know what movie I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Get small.
Huh?
You get small.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
To survive.
That's what Leonardo did. He got small. He turned into like a.
No,
that would be crazy.
If you were to switch that picture out, the grizzly bear with a polar bear, I would be having a different story.
Bear would have a polar bear.
Polar bear is the most lethal on the planet.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I just saw that on a show.
Oh, it's orca. It was the most lethal.
Now, how do we get this to work? Like, how do we get these two together? I think that should be the next step.
We gotta go to the zoo.
We gotta go to the zoo.
We're gonna borrow. We need to borrow a grizzly bear. And
imagine we come up with a proposition like this.
Who's gonna allow this? Is anyone gonna allow this?
Billy scouting for some talent.
Peter would be having some serious
problems. For a silverback.
Yeah, we actually have. Let
me head back to Canada see if I can find a grizzly.
We have a good casting call here, man. I mean, it'd be badass video, man.
Peter is not liking our conversation
because that's the type of shit you will not see in the habitat, man. Let's bring them together, man, and put them in the ring.
Well, to make PETA happy, we can muzzle them, declaw them.
But then that takes the fun away from
exactly. Yeah. You know what though? I have to give you props. That's a really cool debate. It
is a cool debate.
And the more I look at it, the more I'm.
You know, the next one I would like to maybe even talk about tiger versus a lion. That's a cool one.
A tiger. Well, what kind of tiger? Like a Siberian tiger?
Russian, of course.
Oh.
Versus
go figure.
Come on,
how did I know he was going to say
no-brainer?
Well, they're the most lethal tigers in the world.
I think a Bengal tiger has got the Siberian tiger.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Or it could be.
That's not.
Are you talking like a full veteran, like who's been around lion?
I'm just fucking with him. I don't know the difference between a Bengal and a Siberian, but I think they're
full-size male lion. I don't know. That'd be.
Tigers are big, man, too.
All right, well, back to this grizzly thing. He's going to lose.
Hey, can you Google YouTube? Has there ever been a battle? Google it. I want to see lion versus tiger.
Oh, jeez.
I want to see it. That'd be kind of funny.
There's been...
I like watching videos like this when, there's predators meeting, wildlife.
Yeah, lion versus alligator, I think I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. No, I've seen I think one of those panthers or whatever, in Africa versus alligator when went into the water and actually snatched it. That's what I'm talking about.
We're talking the best one ever to date is the guy that punched the kangaroo.
Oh yeah,
the guy that punched that little pop he gave him,
trying to protect his dog.
And the kangaroo was like, "What the?"
I love that.
It was like
holy shit!
What the hell's wrong with this fucking human? Who does this?
That guy wasn't like all balls, man. Pow! You know, he just popped him in the kangaroo.
He didn't hesitate. It was like such a real moment. Like
everything he did was for that dog too. Yeah. My dog.
And it's funny. The kangaroo can like rip a man apart
and
straight
kick
up. Yeah, I'll kick you, break your. They kick you here, man. Break your whatever.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure there's drug. The cartel people have done cool stuff like that because they can afford to buy a lion and a tiger.
But I'll tell you, my jiu-jitsu game is awesome. On my 120-pound Rottweiler at home, we wrestle all the time and.
Only 120 pounds. Wow.
Well, 120 pounds.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I choke them out all the time. It's great. Good wrestling.
So Rottweiler versus a goat.
You know,
a fat 42-year-old.
You know, it's funny. So we actually, I don't know if you followed us. We had a goat. We bought a goat. You know, we named him Bones, right? So you know, our greatest of all time. So we had like
poor Nick has PTSD about this topic.
Yeah, we're kind of like. It's funny because we got so
bit
excited.
Off more than we could chew with this guy.
We were like, yeah, we're going to get a goat. So we went actually bought a goat. Okay.
You went and bought an actual goat?
We bought a goat. We brought it here. And then what it ended up doing, we changed our mind like instantly. So it decided to take a piss right on the carpet, like downstairs. And it pissed for like 10 minutes straight with a puddle of like so much piss that...
USADA would have been proud.
Yeah. There was
samples for days.
But and then we kind of looked at each other. It's like,
who's gonna clean this shit?
There's no way.
And there's
no way we're gonna.
And then it took a shit, and there was all these pebbles bouncing all over the place. They bounced onto the mast. They bounced into the cage.
We're gonna get a diaper and like and get him a diaper and stuff. But like, there's no way the diaper is gonna hold like 10 minutes worth of piss. So we ended up giving it to Nick, and Nick took it home.
He was foster.
Foster parents. So yeah. And that goat pretty much like destroyed his backyard and destroyed his like house door. So at night the goat like rammed through the door, and he's got like 4 kids at home, you know, and completely like rammed through the door, and the door fell off.
I guess it saw.
This is a true story.
Yeah,
this is a true story.
It saw its shadow or something.
So I thought we thought originally it's going to be a good mascot for the team. You know, goat, greatest of all time, good camp. You know, this and that.
Didn't go so well, did it?
Yeah, I think because the goat was a little bit bigger than we expected. We probably should have get one of those fainting goats because Johnny Hendricks recommended us. Maybe we still could do it because he'd be like hi and it falls and sleeps maybe.
You got to tranquilize it a little bit.
I know
to bring it
down.
But
that goat wasn't ready.
Well, the problem was Misha wanted the meanest, biggest bald goat we could find.
And he got
so when we went to that farm, we went to that farm and we found it, and he was jumping and bullying everybody.
No one told us he's going to piss for like 10 minutes straight with like ocean worth of piss.
Sure enough, we went picked him up. We brought him here. Holly got to meet him. There's a video somewhere out there.
You know, it's kind of funny because I was at the airport in Dallas, had a stopover before I got here. And there was a lady walking the dog, and as she was walking the dog was shitting out as it was walking.
Oh, yeah.
And she didn't even, I couldn't believe it, she didn't even pick it up, right?
At the airport?
At the airport. It was a whole trail of shit, turds, all lined up. So I was sitting there, and I was sitting there and watching all these people walking, and I was kind of guessing who was going to walk through it and who wasn't. Right?
Oh, yeah. So this lady, she didn't give 2 shits.
So I saw this business guy walking all like fancy, and he had his like McGregor suit on. He's cruising, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna get it. He's gonna step sure enough, right through it.
I had the same story, bro. It's a different story. Me and Rama, when Rama fought in the Madison Square Garden. And I think I told you that it was a New Year's Eve. So New York City, right? It was Madison Square Garden, 31st. So there's so many people. I mean, it was everyone, right? So and they have a policeman on the horse, right? And actually, a horse was passing by and took the meanest freaking dump. It's like this much, right? And then there's like thousands of people, and I'm standing outside. I came out of the restaurant. It happened literally in front of me.
Watch this.
And I'm standing there like, and you see the exactly same thing. People just like falling over it, stepping in it, slipping on it, freaking dirty. On New Year's, they're all dressed nice. Everyone going out to party.
Ruining their $1,000 shoes.
I'm like, man, this got to be.
And it wasn't just the shoes walking through it. their wheel and their so the wheels on their suitcase was rolling through the
suitcase and their child strollers.
I was thinking, like, who gave idea to the policeman, like, you know, being on the horses and not cleaning up? I mean, I would assume they would have.
They just leave it.
Yeah, I would assume they would have some kind of rules about it, like, hey.
Well, they do. They do, but
they pretend they didn't see it. Probably, ain't clean this shit.
They usually got the rookie with the bucket that follows them around. That has to clean all that. Yeah,
I've seen some horses here too. Police.
Well, they usually say, "Well, we don't feed the horse until after the walk, so he doesn't."
Yeah, so the cops trying to get into the horse unit, they got to start out somewhere.
Well, they can't control it, you know. Horse got to go. Horse got to go.
No, I saw a video of a dog that likes to shit on the wall. He like does a handstand on the wall, and he stood up, did a handstand, and shit on the wall, and it stuck to the wall. So
wow!
How did this turn into this fucking conversation?
I just saw that video. It's fascinating.
How do I sponsor that dog? You know, viral.
Yeah. It was like a little chihuahua or something. People post the weirdest stuff out there.
Well, yeah. How do we get going on the turd stuff?
That's power of podcast.
Oh, with a goat. The goat shit all over the place.
Live.
They're like little pellets. Like
it's unscripted.
It's organic. Yeah,
it's organic.
They're like there's like these little pistachios.
Stock whatever
they
comes
drip all over the place. It was it just bounced all over. What the hell is that? Yeah, we didn't do enough research on this goat.
Animals are fascinating. Yeah, I wish someone told us it's gonna like go to the bathroom like that. No way.
Well, Lydia tried to warn us, but we didn't.
It's just that idea of having a goat here is kind of cool, but then we found out the hard way that everything else that comes with it is not cool.
Maybe a little puppy or something, or I don't know, maybe a bird.
And you know what's funny is that I was going to bring it to my home because I have a cat and I want to see how the cat will play with the goat, whatever. And then it would literally, when we tried to load that thing into the car, into like we got it.
Crate.
Where would you have? You had a crate.
Little Honda Civic
hatchback. It would take us 10-15 minutes to load that thing. So now thinking like if we have to go through this every freaking day. Nope. It took 10 minutes and it's heavy. It's like you have to lift it, you have to get it. It doesn't want to stay in there, so you're trying to like resist.
He's trying to buck his way out of there.
He's trying to resist, and it's like
had some massive horns.
Yeah, he was resisting arrest every day. It was horrible.
Some people learn by the mistakes, and that was a major one. That was huge. You'll never ever.
We learn from our mistakes.
We gotta find another mascot.
I have to say, when before I got on the podcast, I was sitting here and I'm thinking, you're in the States when you got a gun and a sword.
I know, right?
Sitting just accessible, ready to go.
That's for your protection, not ours.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yes.
Well, welcome to America. Yeah, that's
Albuquerque.
Welcome.
So, what do Canadians think of Americans like gun culture and weapon culture? Like, how's that translate?
We think it's just crazy.
It is crazy, isn't it?
It's this whole Trump thing. It's just been. It just doesn't end.
You guys just making fun of the whole Trump thing, or what is that?
I wouldn't say. It's kind of trickling over. Like it's
the attitude. You mean?
Yeah,
really?
Oh yeah.
Going ultra conservative.
The more racism and stuff like that. Kind of weird shit happening, and it's embarrassing, man.
But really Canada is on its own. But I mean, it's somewhat safe country, right? It's pretty safe.
It's they got the Queen.
Yeah, there's not a lot of gun violence there. It's happening, but it's
what part of Canada are you from? Where are you from?
I'm outside of Toronto. So I'm in between Toronto and Niagara Falls.
I've been Niagara Falls. What a beautiful! I've been there like 3 times.
Great spot.
Oh my
God!
Awesome.
I'm right in between.
Have you ever
40
been
minutes.
to Niagara Falls? Jesus Christ, man! And we're talking about like wonders of the world. That's one for sure. Oh my God!
It's
and that water never ends.
Yeah,
that water never ends, man.
I've been there so many times.
Yeah, you look over and see those lit up hotels on the Canadian side.
Yo, how crazy are those stories of people that used to like get in the barrels and freaking like
monkey in a barrel.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, they.
How many people survived, man? Not a lot. Like there's like I think. There's a story of some people.
1 to 2, maybe.
I was going to say, I think only one confirmed guy ever survived the trip.
The fall.
It's kind of like people that jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. Have you ever been on the boat and the mist? Was it called? Made of the Mist. Have you ever been on that one? No.
Takes you like in the horseshoe, like takes you inside.
Oh yeah, the boat. Yeah, the boat. They give you the rain jackets. And all.
Yeah. You can also go through the tunnel and go behind the falls.
Yeah, I've been there.
That's really cool.
It's just soaking wet. Yeah, it's impossible to stay dry.
You don't realize how cool it is until, like, say someone comes out of town from another country and you want to take them somewhere. You don't appreciate it until you actually are with somebody that's seeing it for the first time. Well, it's really beautiful.
If you like that, have you been to Grand Canyons over
here?
Oh my God!
I heard it's
If you have a chance to reschedule a ticket and rent a car and drive up there, man, it's like
in Albuquerque we take people to Doghouse. It's much better than all this stuff.
Today, Tebow might be taking me up to the
crest,
the peak there. Where
yeah, that's a good one.
Awesome.
Yeah, he might be taking me up there today.
Yeah,
that's
the
actually
best
good.
spot. Yeah, if you get up there, that's a very famous.
Take a warm jacket.
Yes,
it's
very cool.
It's 10 degrees.
Trust me, I left -30 when I got before.
Well, forget about it. You're fine.
So,
Short sleeves, you're good.
It's Canada, bro.
Yeah, I forget how cool.
You like hockey? Canadian, come on.
Canadians don't like hockey. What are you talking about?
I'm not a hockey guy, man.
Really?
He's a fighter.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not a hockey. I love the fights. I grew up playing hockey. Travel all over the place. Rep hockey.
Yeah, I played hockey. Played him in high school.
Yeah, so I was into it up to about 17 years old, but just not a big fan.
It's not the same anymore. Like I was like very hooked on it when I was younger, but it's not the same anymore.
I'm not sure if I really want to admit this, but I'm really hooked on tennis. I love watching tennis.
What?
Is tennis big in Canada?
No, not at all.
Oh. First person I've ever met actually hooked on tennis.
Wimbledon.
Hooked
on tennis. No, I'm not really hooked on tennis, but that's what I watch. But now I'm a basketball dad, right? So I'm constantly watching basketball. I watch it with my 10-year-old. He's got me on the stats. He's got me watching the games.
Wow.
I'm taking him to games. I'm just like 100% basketball dad.
For some reason, I kind of faded away from watching sports. The only sport I'll watch is MMA.
Yeah.
Because first of all, it's like it's faster, faster paced.
Depends who's fighting.
Five rounds maximum. It doesn't mean the 5-minute rounds. Like football game or like soccer, man. You like watch for 90 minutes.
There's been some good football games. I'm not a football guy either, but there's been some good matches.
Sports can be like
playoffs are always good.
There's like football too. Like my son plays football, but like I can't watch the whole game. Like I like to watch highlights. Like when people run into each other and do the tackles and all that.
I like the finals, hockey finals.
Yeah. Finals.
That's good hockey. Yeah. That's good hard hockey.
What you played hockey? What position?
I was right wing.
I was left.
Okay, all right.
What do you think?
What's going on here? Right? You're starting a company like mine.
Yeah, he's left. Right? Misha's a liberal. He's a left.
I pick up things from everyone.
We better move this desk.
What's Canada and Russia, the biggest hockey rivals, and USA, obviously. Who do you think?
I thought it was Russia and USA.
No, it's Russia. Crazy?
No.
Canada.
Russia, Canada. Come on, man.
Russia, Canada. USA came kind of after, but I mean, the biggest superpowers in hockey is obviously Canada, Russia, and USA. But not being biased, where would you rank all the three nations in hockey? Like, if you had to go from 1 to 3, obviously, what do you think? Russia, Canada, USA. What's the number one? Not being like, give me good reason why.
No, okay.
Not just because
just because I'm born and raised there. That's all I know.
Because you'll say Canada.
He's gonna say Russia.
You'll say Canada. I'll say Russia.
I'll say USA.
Yeah, you'll say USA. But like, I like hockey. I mean, hockey played a big part in my childhood and stuff.
Okay, no, this is a good. I have a good one. Yes, I would obviously say Canada right away because I was born and raised here, and that's all I know. I know Canada's being a nation of hockey, right? But I also know a lot of people in athletics in Canada go to the States to better their development. So I like Russia. I think Russia's got a ton of development. It's harder. It's more. It's a hard one. That's a hard one.
It is hard. That's why I wanted to ask you.
I'm gonna say Canada. Canada 1, Russia 2. But we played Sweden, and I remember playing Sweden. And
have you ever seen Miracle on Ice?
No.
You never seen that movie?
No.
Really?
Never seen it.
Watch it.
Okay.
Watch it. It'll change your mind.
I've seen Rock'em Sock'em.
No, watch Miracle on Ice. That's with Kurt Russell. You know which one movie I'm talking about? Yeah.
Tell me to watch Youngblood.
No. I'm telling you, watch Miracle on Ice. That's when Russia was the undefeated superpower. Back in the day, was like, what year was it? Do you remember? 1980 Olympics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Olympics. Kurt Russell.
When
he played the coach.
Yeah. He played the coach, and that's when the young American college kids. Yeah. They formed a team from American college kids. Okay. And they went into Olympics and beat Russia when Russia was like that biggest superpower in hockey.
Mr. Producer's saying we got to take a break.
Well, Slapshot. You got to throw that hockey movie in.
Okay, Slapshot is. It goes Slapshot, then Youngblood. Youngblood was
Mighty Ducks.
Man. Mighty Ducks.
Mr. Duck.
But where I live, where that movie was filmed, is where I live. That's where I live.
Mighty Ducks?
Really?
No, Youngblood.
Oh. Which one?
With the Rob Lowe movie.
I never seen it.
Rob Lowe, Keanu Reeves is in it. Patrick Swayze.
About hockey?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a great hockey movie.
Shit. I write that down.
We're so stuck up in America. I know nothing of Canada other than GSP is from there
and Moose and
and you're just a few miles away. So we're so stuck up in America.
It didn't feel like that flying here. Almost took me 38 hours to get here. I'm like, wow, where is this place?
You know, I haven't met many Canadians, but all the Canadians I met are cool people, man. To be honest,
that's actually true.
Just I've never had everyone is laid back.
Maybe if you go further north, they get meaner or something. I don't know.
No, I've never met any Canadian. Like, I mean, I think GSP is a perfect example of it because he's just
so humble.
He's just humble, laid back, cool guy. They're just not worried.
Every city's got, or every country's got their pricks and the losers, and it's just in our gene. We're just.
I've been in Toronto for one of the fights with Khabib, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
We got a break for CBD, real quick.
Yeah, we have a sponsor. We do have a sponsor.
Time.
Yeah,
we do have a sponsor, and they've been very good to us since the inception of the show. CBD Boutique is a local CBD oil, anything CBD related. They sell it over there, and they're getting ready to open up a second location on the west side of town, which is a good indicator of businesses booming. What do you know about CBD?
I think it gets really stoned, no? I don't know.
Canada is very misinformed about it.
Well, Canada right now is all about the pot. It's all about the marijuana right now being legalized.
So CBD is a derivative of pot, but it's not. It's without the hallucinogenic aspects of it. So they use it a lot for a good team with us, obviously with athletes. They take it for pain, for inflammation.
That's what I do know. I do know it's all for good stuff. Like
they've actually got it now they've got a pet line where you can give it to your pets, and it helps with their anxiety just like humans. Yeah, it's crazy. And as of 2018, CBD is now legal in the UFC. Which was a big deal because WADA, which is the World Anti-Doping people, they looked at it. They've been studying it for a while, and they said that there's it doesn't help with the performance of an athlete whatsoever. So USADA follows WADA, and they basically said, well, if it's not improving their performance, then take it. So as of January 1st, 2018, the athletes are able to finally take it without fears of being flagged and kicked out.
It started with Nate Diaz after McGregor fight.
No.
Yeah. It started. That's why it blew up. Yeah, it blew up. So you remember that? Do you know what I'm talking about? When he's in press conference, OBW said
right after his fight,
they asked what he smoked. He said CBD oil, and like hell broke loose. It's like,
he did his
it's illegal. Is this and that? And that thing is just harmless.
He literally right after his fight, he did his post-fight drug test. And then after that, I guess he went backstage and got out his CBD pen. And
but after a war, why wouldn't you want to do that?
If you want to pick up some product before you go,
I don't know if you can take it back to Canada, but
no, absolutely not.
Why not? CBD is legal, man.
But not I don't know if customs will take it into Canada though. That's the thing. It's different.
Put it in a bag. It's fine. It's legal. People travel with that stuff all the time.
Yeah, I don't know how that.
But
works.
what I do know is anybody
check with your local.
It's sold in stores, man. That's I don't get it.
But American laws and Canadian laws are totally different.
Oh, the border's awful. Yeah. But what I do know though, anybody coming out here or talking about Jackson
Wink, they'd allow the snake juice to go back to Canada with you?
No. Why?
See, they got a lot of rules over there. They're very strict about taking anything into Canada. It's like prison time you'll get even.
But what I do know, anybody coming out this way should definitely check out this company.
Yeah. So CBD Boutique. They're great sponsors.
CBD Boutique. So yeah, definitely.
They get their stuff from Colorado. Colorado, everything is legal, and they have awesome farms over there.
Okay.
They grow very clean products and stuff. So they have a very good connection with Colorado farm. That's where they get their products. But check it out. Maybe you can take it with you. I don't know. Google it.
Maybe I can collaborate with them.
Yeah. Google. Yeah.
You know what? Maybe we can do some collaboration.
Make a stop over there and talk to them.
You never know. So since you hustle, and like hustling, I'm giving you some people hustle with.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we got to go back downstairs when the show's over and introduce you to more people because they're crazy enough to take advantage of this database.
Yeah,
and I told the guys, hey, try your luck in it, man. You never know, man.
Well, I was talking to
someone is hustling on your behalf, man. What do you got to lose?
Well, what's interesting is how we were talking about. I had to build my credibility right here. I had to, you know, yeah, a lot of people reach out, and I had to talk to him on the phone a few times, and then we did a few things together. But I was talking to Ray Borg downstairs yesterday.
Yeah.
And I told him who I was. He was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that around," but
cool.
He wasn't going to jump on it because he didn't really know. But it wasn't until he met me where he was like, "Okay, this is a great idea."
Yeah.
So
it's
he
a
knew
win-win.
about the company, but it was just maybe just another company coming through and didn't think anything of it. So,
well, I think that's the trick. You got to get some of these big name guys like you did, like you said, Tebow and now Maurice is a great partner with you, Ray Borg. You get these guys on board with you, and they'll spread it. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And likewise,
good stuff spreads like fire too, man. Like
when I'm marketing and putting all the marketing dollars and marketing and doing promotion on all the social media platforms, they're coming with that. So I'm also promoting fighters as well and getting people to follow them, and so there's a bit of that also aspect.
Well, like I said, man, like you can definitely put us on board, man, with that thing. You know, you can say official talent agent, scout. Or
now, I have to say this before. My first phone conversation with Misha was absolutely. I didn't know what to say.
Did it scare you?
He was the most unenthusiastic voice I've ever.
Well, there you go.
Hello. Okay, Bill. Okay. It was just like,
don't tell that to Mr. Winklejohn.
Yeah, because I'm very upfront and
energetic,
completely opposite.
The opposite. Yeah.
So the conversation was so strange every time we talked.
Yeah.
And even when I came into the office for the first time, he looked at me and was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" I said, "Hey, man, like I'm finally here."
Yeah, he's got no enthusiasm whatsoever.
So, but you know what? Though?
Tell him a joke and it'll go right over his head. I don't think Russians have a sense of humor.
Look at him right now. Now he's thinking, I remember.
Now he's eyeballing you. It's like, how dare you say such things about me?
You should have be quiet about it.
Now the sword, you better keep that sword a little closer to you.
I got the revolver right here too. But awesome.
He's
I'm glad.
He's just a grizzly bear.
He was ringing up my phone like 20 fucking times in like 10 minutes. And I'm like,
but you should be used to that. Everyone does that. Everyone wants to be part of Jackson Wink.
Exactly. That's why I have to put people, because if I open up, then I'll fucking have to sit for 20 minutes to listen for your fucking story.
But now he'll say, "Oh."
And here you are. You walked into the.
But now he's going to be like, "Oh, Billy's calling. Okay, prepare myself."
Did you see that sign when you walked in? What it said?
No.
You can read the sign right when you walked in?
No.
Through these doors walk the greatest fighters in the world. You walked in.
I walked right. Okay. I walked. Yeah.
I
walked right past it. Well, I don't know. I just consider myself one of the greatest, so I just kind of walked in.
Yeah. So you just ride it home.
Yeah.
Most people would have took a selfie in front of that sign.
Yeah. I don't want autographs. I give autographs.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. But it's been a pleasure and an honor to meet him, and I think we're gonna have a great future collaborating and stuff. And it's means a lot. He's been loyal with me since the beginning, since we started talking, and so finally now being here, meeting him, he understands my story. We can push all that stuff to the side now and just move forward and do some great stuff, I think.
Well, yeah, we have to weed out a lot of people coming here.
That's why I can't open that window for people to fucking jump on my ear for 25 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of people come in here.
You know, I'm so fucking busy, bro.
Yeah.
They tell you one thing.
And I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're ringing up my phone. I got like hundreds of emails and 100 fucking messages I have to listen to. And everyone, you know, so, but I recognize persistence, man. So you were persistent. So, and that's how I was when I started too. Persistence is the key, I think, in everything you do. So
just
if you break through that barrier, because I can't, like I said, I can't physically just allow people to.
38 hours later, here you are.
You know?
Yeah, and you know what? One day I hope to understand that.
Yeah.
Because right now I answer every phone call, every email, and one day I might not be able to. I might not be able to. But
email, that's why I said answer. Send me email. I can't sit with you and talk to you about that for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't have that pleasure.
So those of you potential people listening, trying to become part of the gym in some aspect, make sure you send an email with
email. I answer them. I get 100 emails. I sit down and I answer every single person.
If you try to call that number, it's probably going to get ignored.
Yeah, I'm like one person that's in the middle of this universe. You know, the busiest place that everyone wants to be part of, and I can't sit there and talk to assistant. Email,
no, that makes sense.
Stand your case. It's like White House. It's the same thing. Like you know, I'm sure, like, you know, you know, everyone wants to talk to them, whoever, whatever, you know.
Misha's the CEO, the CAO, the director of operations.
Everything, man.
No, I get that now.
Security.
Yeah.
I can't, you know, this is my getaway time, this 1 hour, you know, so we can sit and talk. But like I said, I don't have that luxury. I have hundreds of fighters that trying to reach out to me downstairs. Everyone has issues. Everyone has problems.
Okay.
You know, stuff like every single company wants to be part of it. You know, so I have to be, and I'm not perfect, but I have to be selective too. And I can't physically give every single person, you know, hours and hours of my time.
Well, that being said,
I think you opened up a good door.
Yeah.
So
that being said, you made it through the
the
process and
stand what it is.
And we appreciate that you took the time to come down here and signed up a couple of guys, and we're gonna try to get you hooked up with a couple more guys, just
and
make that database grow. And
just to let you know, I could be leaving here, maybe sponsoring somebody. So I haven't really decided yet, or if it's in the budget, but I'm gonna make some phone calls with the boss, the real boss, and we're gonna.
Everyone has a boss.
Everyone's got a boss.
We all have our boss. Yeah. Exactly.
And we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Billy.
Thanks for having me.
We definitely appreciate the time today, and we look forward to this partnership with you and the fighters and the gym, and let's keep it going.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
We will next time you're in town. Let's do it again. Let's talk about it. See where.
I'm not going to call Misha. I'm just going to come here.
There you go. Just show up.
Just email. Just email.
Oh no, just email.
It's easy.
Everyone else can email. You're good to go.
Yeah. Send your case, man, and just like what they can help you with, and I'll answer it. Always, if I can help, I'll answer.
It's been an honor being here. It's been an honor. I really appreciate it.
We will see you next time. And guys, thanks for tuning in. Several different ways for you guys to watch us now. We're finally set up on iTunes, on Google Play. We got the Twitch, we got the YouTube, the Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, every single thing you can think of to watch us or listen to us. I like just listening to the podcasts on the phone because you can multitask and pretty cool that way. But tuning in, guys. We'll be back next Thursday. Great show coming up.
And if you're a new fighter or sponsor or anyone, just go to our website, jacksonwing.com, and send your inquiry through there. So
he's much nicer on an email.
Do not call.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Through these doors walk the greatest fighters in the world.